What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. We got JND Batman in the house. Here it is. Pretty heavy box, typical JND size. All their boxes are about the same size. Had all this foam to protect it. One brown shipper, and then as you can see, the colored box. I do like their packaging in general. It's very nice. These boxes just come off straight off the top, so it's not like taped down and you have to cut it or anything. Here's the COA. All their COAs are the exact same, so we'll get that out later. But let's go ahead and see what we're working with. Let's open this up. And I did get this from Secret Compass Online. Link in the description below from their website. Alrighty, upon opening it, this is what we are greeted with. And I'm going to assume the base is at the bottom layer. That's how all the traditional ones are. Let's see what this looks like. So the head is already attached, but they put like a thing there. Okay, let's take this off and get to the base. Alright, so this is what we're greeted with at the bottom layer. It looks like the cape, extra head, headstand, and base. I got 118 of 900, so pretty large edition size, and that's just for the single version. There's also the dual version, which I don't know that ES, but if I was to guess, 400 to 500. So overall, really large edition size. And I will say that's probably one of the reasons that this statue has bad resale value. This statue retailed, I think, at $2,500. And on Facebook over the last 6 months, I always saw it going anywhere from like $1,600 to $2,000. It's funny, actually. I messaged a guy who was selling this on Facebook. He was firm, $2,250 shipped. No, plus shipping. And I was like, dude, bro, Spec Fiction, Secret Compass have it for less than $2,000. You won't budge? He's like, nope, buy it through them. I'm like, all right. So I got through Secret Compass. He was the best price between them all. And then just yesterday, that guy posted the statue for like $1,900 shipped. I'm like, yeah, you had a buyer, you messed up. That was a used though. This is brand new, so I'll take a new one for the same price. But let's get this out. Alrighty, so here is the base. Typical JND base has the Dark Knight logo. It is a road, then the peg and the magnet. So, yeah, I got a little styrofoam. Looks nice though. I mean, their bases are very like classy and they do look good. But yeah, let's get this out. Alrighty, so I took off the Batman head for now. I'm going to put this one on. But there is the body, the Batman head. The moment I took the head off, the eyes came out. Like their little silicone thing that are inserted. So you can remove the eyes. And I believe you can also remove the mouthpiece. So if you want to display it as just a suit, in essence like this, remove the eyes and mouth. And it's just a suit. Alrighty, so in terms of additional parts, you get the two hands, the cape. The cape was, I don't know, it's kind of a pain to put in, but I finally got it. Jupiter. And then you also get these shoulder blades as well. I haven't put it on there just yet. But just to show you, it comes with this. Feels like it's plastic. Alrighty, so there is the unmasked head. It definitely, like, wiggles a lot. Like, when I'm moving this thing, this head is very wiggly, like it's not very secure in there. Like it probably could pop out if I just use the slightest force. I haven't tried that head just yet, but is it me or does his neck seem really long? Like, I mean, if his neck goes down to there, like, dude, he has a giraffe neck. That looks kind of funky. I need to see the Prime 1's unmasked head as well to see how that one looks. And let me try that head as well. Alrighty, and there's the Batman head, which definitely doesn't look like it has a super long neck. I think the way they designed this, they made his head just look super elongated. The sculpt is definitely very good, but like I said, like this thing, super wiggly, and the front part of it seems like it almost comes off, like when I slightly tug on it. I don't know if it's just glued in there, but it definitely feels like it would come out really easy. Hair has a ton of product. Good likeness, no doubt. Very good head. And there's the head on the little headstand. Alrighty, let's go ahead and put this in the display. Alrighty, so here is the COA, which in general, it's very hard to look at these because everything is black. So it's like you have to look at it at an angle and very hard. I'm not a huge fan of these COAs. They're just very difficult to look at. They definitely need to change so it's not black on black, maybe black and white. It's just, you have to like look at it as a reflection. Otherwise, like that's what you're looking at. So it's so hard to look at. So I don't actually display these because of that. I think they're poorly done COAs. They're too big and you can't even read them. Alrighty, first things first is to compare it next to the Prime 1, which that side of it, like that arm is almost similar to this. This one's just slightly more into the body. And then, of course, this one has multiple swap outs, so you can change the look of the display. This one, the only thing you can change is the head. That one also has a Christian Bale head, but that one has, of course, the gun, as well as, in my opinion, a far better base. The staircase with the bat logo, the snow effect, black underbase. It's much taller for sure. We will definitely, let me get this head off. So, definitely quite a bit bigger. JND is a little bit darker. So, here's the Prime 1, which is painted very well. Good sculpt. The JND is head angled slightly down. There's like a side-by-side. Alrighty, and so here's how it looks next to Catwoman. They're about the same size. Although his pose, his legs are quite wide. And so I think if he was legs closer together, it would make him slightly taller. I mean, his pose is really like he's posing for a photo is what it is. And I do wonder if in regards to the neck, if it is because his head is angled down, being angled down would make it look like it's shorter. Now, if you look at the Infinity bust, it doesn't have a neck per se. Like, it does a little bit, but you see how it just, like, barely comes up to right there? Where this one, you have a full-fledged neck. I feel like Infinity did a better job at making it look like a natural neck. Where that one, it looks super elongated. Now, my plan was to display that head, but that elongated neck, I didn't notice it in photos, but in person, it's like, ooh. That kind of bugs me. The sculpt is very good on that head. This is very good as well. I don't like the angled down head, if I'm brutally honest, though. It just makes it hard to see. Like, I'm looking at it, and I can barely see the eyes right now. So, let's talk about the positives. So, I do like this, like, see-through part right here. I think that looks really good. There is the Infinity. Infinity is a little darker. This one, it's almost like it's, I mean, they all have, like, see-through parts. That's see-through. That one also is see-through, but the inner part is like dark. That one, the inner part is, what is that? Like a brown? Same thing right here and here and right there. So you can see on this one, it's dark. On the Prime 1, it is definitely dark. Trying to just compare it. It's definitely about 15% smaller than the Prime 1. Maybe even 20%. I need to place the Prime 1 side by side instead of how I did it. It means I have to move Catwoman, get Prime 1 out of that display, which is kind of just a pain. But I need to do that. Alrighty, so I had to go get some swap outs. But this is as true comparison as you can kind of get. Prime 1's is slightly different in terms of like the arms. They're not the exact same pose on that arm to that arm. The main reason for that is this one has a swap out that can hold the gun as well. And then you can also do like relaxed hands. You have 3 different head angles. So this is the straight. I've always had the other head angle. You come with 3. And there's their unmasked head, which we'll compare. But and keep in mind, I also have JND on a 1/2 inch, like old PlayStation game, Jack 2 and Sly Cooper, to get it slightly taller. Of course, Prime 1 is on even a higher base, so I'd have to boost that one even further to get them exactly side by side, or like same height. So when it comes to the cape, I do prefer Prime 1. It has almost like a velvet, different material on each side. This one's the same material on both sides. So between the capes, I do prefer the Prime 1. I just like the material and look of it better. Let's compare the boots. Prime 1 is 100% sculpted throughout outside the cape. Same as this one. Let's get down and close. So that part does look better on JND. The Prime 1 is smooth. The texture on the boots right here is superior than Prime 1's. Prime 1 does a slight, almost gloss on this textured part where theirs is like the same paint app. So color-wise, I prefer the Prime 1 versus the JND, but JND has better textures. All right, look at that on the Prime 1. And then look at that one. That one did like that Kevlar or whatever, kind of almost brownish look. I'd have to look at the movie to see the exact. And then they all have that smooth to textured part, similar to this. The color is slightly different between the two. J&D's is a little darker. And of course, the Infinity Studios. All right, let's check out the belt. And Prime 1. Trying to determine which one I like more. They are extremely close, although I might give the slight edge to JND. Maybe just like, if this one's 100, this is like 99. They're extremely close. The upper body, let's look. I think the bat looks slightly better on JND. Again, I'm not sure if that is accurate, because that's how the Prime 1 looks. That is how Infinity looks. If you compare, goodness, freaking hand. Let's compare the hand sizes so you can see. Prime 1 does a gloss on this knuckle part where they do not. Yeah, Prime 1 also went smooth right there, where J&D looks like a real, almost like my gym workout glove. Prime 1 went smooth. They both look good. J&D's is maybe slightly better. Alrighty, I switched Prime 1 back to the gun because I really do like that gun up pose. I think it just looks really cool. I don't mind J&D's pose. I think the legs shouldn't have been as wide. The fist in front, it's okay. It's not horrible. I prefer Prime 1's pose options because you get so many. You get the relaxed hands, you got the fists, you get the gun in 2 different pose options, either gun down or gun up. And I typically prefer the gun up look. I also like the fact I can change the angle of the head. And then, of course, Prime 1's head is also looking maybe a tiny bit downwards, where that one's definitely looking very downwards. All right, so overall upper body, I mean, the only big major difference is going to be the way this is done. This one's a little bit shinier, and it's like a brown underneath, where this one almost just looks like a plastic cover, and that maybe is glass, is maybe how I'd say it. And then that line right there, right here, it's just like a little line, where there it's very prominent. Then there's the infinity. They're extremely close, not a massive difference by any means. When it comes to display options, Prime 1 definitely is far superior. Prime 1 has way more presence as well. Now let's compare the portrait, because that's probably one of the biggest reasons you're going to want to go with JND is the silicone, the glass eyes, and so forth. So let's compare the two portraits in a good way. Alrighty, so I think this is probably the best way to go ahead and do it. So Prime 1 painted their eyes brown. JND is brown with it like a green on the outside. And then the mouth, of course, JND's is silicone, so it does look more realistic. Prime 1 painted the eyes extremely good. They did a very good paint job. Glass eyes will always beat it, though. No matter how good you paint it, glass eyes will win. This is definitely the biggest area of drastic difference, is going to be the silicone and the glass eyes. Prime 1 is very good, but you can definitely see like a big quality difference with the glass eyes and the silicone mouth part. Both do look like Christian Bale to me. And the cows both look excellent. Prime 1's feels slightly fatter, but maybe it's just because it's an overall bigger cow. Now, when it comes to this head, this is the Prime 1 unmasked exclusive head. See, they got that like inner skin tag, the hair, fine textures. Again, no massive neck. Looks good. Let's put both the unmasked heads on the statue, see what we think. Now, this one only is looking to the side. You do not get the different display options, so it's just like that. And then there is that head. Let's put it on. So I had to really quickly Google the JND to see if the neck was really that long. And this is what it shows on their website, which doesn't look bad at all. Like, that looks good. So I think mine really was just the head coming out. So I pushed it down quite hard, and I definitely got it to look much better. So that looks much better for me. The before, I was just like, dude, is this guy a giraffe? So here is the two heads on the statues to show you guys. Let me just take the Prime 1 out. All right, these heads are a strong magnet. Hold on. Alrighty, so there's the side-by-side. Again, this is the biggest drastic difference. You got polystone versus silicone. This is the #1 reason to buy JND. JND has better likeness, silicone, glass eyes, hand-punched hair. Prime 1's is way freaking bigger. The one nice thing about polystone, though, you don't have to worry about it degrading over the years. Where this, the silicone could potentially, degrade, flake, whatever, it's very hard to repair. Additionally, hair gets messed up when you air dust it. This, you never have to worry about that. I would say that's like the biggest downside of silicone, is it going to crap over the years, and if it's real hair, it gets messed up when you dust. Now, when it comes to the hairline, this hairline is kind of weird because it's like like this one, it's like this, but then you got that one part, which Prime 1 almost got it. in general, I think that hairline is off. I know he has that one part right there. Here, they have it right there, but then they have a second one right there. That should not be like that. Maybe it's just the way he combed his hair, because like here you can see it. Maybe that's accurate, because that's where it combed over. That's the normal hair on each side, and then that's that part where he's like missing hair on the front part of his face. He does have that like mole or whatever eye tag. You can see it right there as well. Prime One also has it. It does look good. My plan is to display that head now that I've like fixed it. I wanted to display that. On this, if you want to remove the eyeballs and the mouthpiece, you can. And then you have like a 1/3 head bust next to the armory is kind of the whole idea. But yeah, in regards to like Prime One versus JND, I mean, here's the thing as well. This is like, what was it, $1,200 retail? It goes for around $1,000 right now. This is more than double the cost. And is it really worth double the cost when you could really get like 2 statues to get the far superior portrait? Because the bodies, there's not a massive difference. Maybe a tad better on JND, like not a colossal difference, but you get a much better base. Also a lot bigger, so this is more of a space hog. It's taller, it's wider, it's deeper. This base, I mean, it looks like a real road, but again, they couldn't give us like even a Joker mask or anything to display on it. It's just a road. Like, how boring. Like, whoever makes up the concepts at JND really, like, was it a 2-year-old? They need to come up with better concepts. Their statues are boring. They're highly detailed, but boring. That's my problem with JND, is they're very boring statues. But I guess that's the look they're going for. Just like nothing elaborate, which is usually what Flankster likes. So, I mean, yes, the head is definitely far more detailed. That is the big difference. Just the head on the statue. Everything else, minor differences, not colossal. When you look at like Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman, there's definitely a much bigger difference, especially like the Harley Quinn. A Wonder Woman, there's definitely like better textures, better paint app, the silicone, stuff like that. The Prime One beats it on the sword because it's real metal. These ones definitely have a bigger quality difference. Where Batman, it's just the head. Everything else, it's not a big enough difference to justify spending double the cost. In addition to it being much smaller, it looks like 2 different scales right now. I mean, what is the true scale? Let's also measure it. Alrighty, so in terms of height, measuring it without the cowls, that is 27 inches. This is 24.5 inches. Alrighty, and I went ahead and fixed this Batman. I'm going to display him no longer fisted, but keep him like that pose because I do really like it. But final look at how these two look together, and we're going to go ahead and put Selena Kyle now. Alrighty, YouTubers, so this is how it looks having an Infinity Studios and JND bust and 1/3 setup. This is actually my only one right now, because every other setup, I have a bust and 1/3, but not like the 2 1/3s in the middle with the busts. I could technically kind of do it with Mara and Harley, but they don't really truly, like, works better is like how I have this. But every other like bust, 1/3, 1/3 bust setup I have is mostly actually in this room. I'm doing it obviously with Hellboy, Underworld, Freddy and Jason, and Predator and Alien, and then Arnold and T-1000. So I'm definitely going to make a video once we complete this. Like, we get the Arnold, T-1000, we get these two, we get the Armory, because that's the big thing. Then we'll make a video on what is the best bust and 1/3 setup. And also I'm upgrading my Predator bust to the deep tail one, because right now my favorite I mean, because they're like completed. God, it's such a tough one. That is such a tough one. We're going to have to really think about it. We'll make a future video on that. But yeah, here it is. I do like this look, especially since it like matches both unmasked, both masked. And I can also make them both unmasked if I want to. And then I put the bust back here right next to the Batman Begins movie. I think that looks pretty cool. So I may consider removing the mouth guard when eventually the armory comes, just so it looks like an empty cowl next to it. But I also just don't mind the skin as well. It's not a huge difference for me. That is how it looks. And then, of course, the Prime 1 Batman is underneath. So when the armory does arrive, we will have to scoot this entire Catwoman display significantly to the right, like 5 inches, to give us sufficient width for the armory. Right now, we can display it like this, which does look very clean and it looks very nice. But I only bought JND Batman for the armory. I would not buy this if it was not for the armory. I would have kept the Prime 1. I'm happy with it. I like the pose, the presence, the display options, all the above. I love that. So we only bought this for the armory. I would not buy this on its own. This is probably going to be one of the only males I own from JND. Who knows, that could change. I do know for a fact I'm going to get JND Khaleesi, Daenerys Targaryen, display it with Infinity Studios bust. I'll just scoot the bust, remove the eggs, put JND there. And then we'll get Stellar Blade. I'm trying to stick to the sexy females, because I do think JND excels with sexy females, creating those giant hips, like that perfect hourglass body, the incredibly gorgeous face, silicone boobies. I mean, she's the sexiest one of all 3. Of all 4 girls I have, she's the sexiest. And that's definitely one big appeal to JND, is having like a miniature, hyper-realistic, sexy woman of a character I love. Where the males, the appeal's not quite there for me. Like, I'm happy just getting a Polystone version. I think the best for all the different 1/3s out there is going to be the Blitzways, because they have the concepts and the right amount of detail. Although, let's see how good Prime 1's new like Museum Master line, where they're getting even more detailed without Blitzway. I'm curious how good that is. I have the, of course, Superman and Kratos on PO, so let's see how good those are in person. But for right now, my favorite is going to be the Blitzway. In terms of concept to realism, I think Blitzway's the best bang for your buck. JND is definitely extremely good, no doubt. Nothing beats them in realism. They are the most realistic 1/3 scale statues out there. So I'm just happy his neck is not elongated anymore. That was really bugging me. Now I'm completely happy with it. That looks fine. That looks good. I like it. I think the sculpt is extremely good. Highly detailed. Almost the same as that Infinity. Hairline's slightly different, but not massively. I would love to see JND tackle a life-size bust. I am real curious how good their life-size bust would be. They should enter into that market. Their silicone is quite a bit different than Infinity. Infinity is like hard to the touch. Same with Queen's newer bust. They're all hard. He's hard. Where theirs is like squishy. So I don't like touching it, but it's squishy to the touch. And their hair definitely has a ton of product, but it looks good. Infinity has a lot of product, but I think JND's looks better, like the way they did it. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think. My phone's at 5%, so I gotta end this video. Hope y'all enjoyed this JND Batman video. Overall, I will say it's probably still my least favorite of my JNDs. I do like it, but it is my least favorite of my JNDs. Maybe it's just due to the fact it's a male. And I love the sexy female ones. But it is a great piece, and I think it's going to look really good with the armory. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.